Fantasy Island, new film from Blumhouse Productions starring Michael Pena. It is a loose reimagining of an older TV series under that same name about a magical island that could fulfill the fantasies of its guests. This one was marketed almost as a horror film, which is typical for Blumhouse, but it doesn't really reflect the tone of the film. I'd say it's much more of an adventure film with horror elements, but it's not particularly scary or terrifying. The story is this: five strangers arrive in a tropical island resort run by Mr. Rourke, played by Michael Pena. They have won some sort of contest and get to stay there for a couple of days. The defining feature of the resort is fulfilling the fantasies of its guests. One guy always wanted to be a soldier, so he gets to run around with guns now. Another wants to have it all, lavish parties, supermodels, drinks, and drugs. He gets it. But it quickly turns out that it's not exactly pretend. It's not, actors hired to play around with you. The fantasies are much more real, and then it starts to get more scary and more dangerous for the guests, and they have to fight for their lives as they try to solve the mystery behind the island. So, based on the trailer, this did not look good, but I decided to give it a chance anyway. Unfortunately, it is not good. I could go on listing reasons why it isn't good for a long time. Wooden acting, poor dialogue, weak humor, inconsistent internal logic, nonsensical plot points, unlikable characters, unexciting set pieces, pacing issues, the fact that it goes on for what feels like half an hour too much. But the fact is that even if all those things worked, the film would still be ruined for me by one major thing. I won't tell you the specifics, but minor spoilers ahead, so be warned. It has the exact same problem as another movie released a couple of years back called Now You See Me, about a bunch of magicians performing heists. You may have seen it, and you may have even liked it, because I know that there are people out there that genuinely enjoyed it and say that it's a good movie, despite the fact that it doesn't make any sense at all. And the reason is this. The whole plot of that film hinges on one major reveal slash plot twist towards the end. It turns out that one of the characters is not who they were pretending to be all the time, and they have actually been the mastermind behind the scenes. And it's supposed to be this great surprise, wow, because they have been pretending so well and they had us all fooled. Except, they have not just been pretending for the characters, but for the audience as well. I mean, there are literally scenes in the film where the character is alone. Nobody is watching them, except for us, of course. And they still keep up the act. They still behave as they are pretending, not as who they really are. Obviously, that's done to fool the audience, but it's it's nonsense in the world of the film. Why would you keep up the facade when nobody's watching? Who are you acting for? It's such a major plot hole that it just derails the whole film for me. And the exact same thing happens in Fantasy Island, and exactly the same down to a T. It was infuriating to no end. I wanted to scream at the screen. Just why? This is nonsense. It insults the intelligence of its audience and it breaks the story completely. It made me go instantly from thinking, well, this isn't a good film, but maybe something interesting will still happen, to, well, that was a waste of 2 hours. So Fantasy Island doesn't really have much going for it in the first place, and then that reveal happens, which, its stupidity is of elephantine proportions, and it just comes crashing down. So if you've got a free evening and want to watch a movie, pick another one.